Okay, so what kind of situation do we have at the moment from a USD CAD perspective? Now, from a daily point of view, we clearly have a market that made it to break the previous support here, that was broken to the downside and was turned resistance. But since now the market managed, as we wanted to see, to break the area back to the upside, this is turned again support. Now let's back things up a second. Let's go and see what is the situation from a weekly perspective on this pair. On the weekly, what we can clearly see is that the market has created a very nice impulse to the upside, basically creating this overextended W formation, after which, what did we say? We said we want to see the market make a retracement, and now that is exactly what the market has given us. Now, if we want to measure this retracement, what are we supposed to be doing? Taking our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse, and what we can clearly see is that the market has already gone to test the 50% retracement and already rejected it to the upside. So at the moment, everything is basically indicating for a possible continuation to the upside for the completion of this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now let's go and see what kind of situation we have from an institutional perspective on USD. So let's go and get our COT data, so commitment of traders, what big speculators in the market are doing. So basically hedge funds, their position in the market. Now let's go and get our CAD data. What kind of situation we have on the CAD? Now, first of all, keep in mind all currencies are traded on the spot against the USD. Therefore, if you basically are checking out the data for the CAD, what you're actually checking is the data for CAD USD. Okay, so if we want information on USD CAD, we have to reverse everything. So reading out what we have here at the moment, we can clearly see that net positions went from the 38k net positions that we had here all the way down to minus 32k. So basically it completely inverted, 100k net positions less. So while here we had that longs on the CAD were outweighing the shorts, now we have the completely opposite. Shorts are completely outweighing longs. In fact, what we can see is that from an institutional perspective, we have 49k shorts on the CAD and 17k longs on the CAD, in this case CAD USD. So meaning that if we want to check USD CAD, actually USD CAD, they are pretty bullish from an institutional perspective, they are pretty bullish on the USD CAD. So going back to the chart, sorry for that. Going back to the chart, what kind of situation basically we have? Now clearly, as you can see from a 4-hour perspective, the market is absolutely not ready to make the push to the upside yet, but things might change in the near future. We don't know. So how we will be approaching this with students? As usual, guys, we will be reactive in the market and not predictive. So we will be monitoring price action inside of this area from a 4-hour perspective, waiting for the market to show us clearly one of our valid entries. If everything will remain like this from a 4-hour perspective, then this area will break to the downside, everything will basically turn bearish, and we will have to adapt as traders to the ever-changing market conditions, and we will be looking for the next possible setup. But at the moment, if things will change on the 4-hour perspective and change to bullish, then what we will be doing with students is waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice long with a good risk to reward and good probabilities for a nice move to the upside. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure to drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And I will see you in the next video.